Hello, I'm Reverend Kenny Callahan, the pastor of Metropolitan Community Church of Richmond. The sacred text for this coming Sunday service is taken from Matthew's story, the 25th chapter, verses 1 to 13. By the time Matthew wrote this parable, scholars believe that his community had likely been waiting for Jesus' return for more than 50 years. Most of the eyewitnesses of Jesus' life and ministry were dead. The community had grown large and had begun to spread, but it had also been oppressed. Where was Jesus, they said. We thought he was coming back. People had been waiting for a long time for his return. Sometimes the waiting is the hardest part. And you know what? We're still asking that same question today. Where is Jesus? The truth is, we want to know when Jesus will return. The difficulty of waiting is still very real and present today, perhaps more than ever, partly because we live in a microwave culture where delayed gratification is nearly intolerable, and any waiting is often seen as painful or a waste of time. When the waiting is for something positive, we can slow down and see the blessings in the moments of preparation and anticipation of the blessing. Once it's here, however, meaning the baby's arrived or a new job is here or we're having a great recovery, life will take on its own new and likely hectic activity. Here's my question. Can waiting at times be seen as a gift rather than an obstacle? Perhaps practicing in waiting for those things that we look forward to could help increase our patience and our confidence in other areas, mainly that God is always with us. When waiting is not for something positive, or perhaps when it's made harder by delays, we can assure ourselves and others that we will not wait alone. The obvious tragedy in the parable from the sacred text is that 5 of the attendants or bridesmaids took no oil at all. They didn't run out. They just didn't bring any. They made no plans for running out, anticipating absolutely no delay. Certainly, there's something for us to learn here. But the less obvious tragedy is that the 5 who had brought plenty of oil would not share their oil. Why do they assume that there would not be enough for all? After all, the message of the groom's arrival had already been made clear. Can we also learn from the wise but ungenerous bridesmaids and not force people to wait alone so that no one in our community has the isolating experience of being locked out and alone? We often wonder what we can do to make our congregation more attractive to a culture that is increasingly disinterested in organized religion. Might we offer ourselves as a community that waits with others regardless their circumstance or reality? Can we offer ourselves as genuine and generous a congregation in a world where more and more people feel isolated and alone? And can we be a community that celebrates together, that slows down to prepare together, and that waits together, making sure that no one is alone, and making sure that when waiting is the hardest part, that we encourage one another and that we don't have to wait alone. The waiting is the hardest part. We can't change that reality, but we can change the experience by waiting together in solidarity, in community, and in love, reminding each other and trusting that God's presence and transforming love will see us through regardless our circumstance, no matter what.